Well, hello and salam alaikum from the SkyTeam Lounge here in Dubai International Airport. Tonight I'm flying home to Manchester with Saudi Arabian Airlines Saudia, with a stopover in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Really looking forward to seeing what Saudi Arabian have to offer in their business class products, so come along with me and we'll go check them out. A big thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. So you ever had that feeling where like you're on your own, there is nobody around? It's 2:30 in the morning here in Dubai. I seem to be the only passenger in the SkyTeam Lounge now, which is a bit interesting because my flight leaves, the boards are up here, my flight leaves in about 2 hours time, and then we head across to Jeddah. It's about a 2-hour flight to Jeddah tonight, and then a couple of hours there, and then a 787 Dreamliner back to Manchester. I'm looking forward to that one big time. Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. Right, gate D14, let's go. See how busy this flight is. There was nobody in the lounge whatsoever. See, it amazes me, even at 3 o'clock in the morning, Dubai is still really busy. It's like this place never stops. My ride to Jeddah this morning is this Airbus A320, delivered to Saudia brand new in 2011 and painted in the SkyTeam livery.
Jeddah will be ready for boarding in a few moments. At this time, we invite first and business class passengers, Alpha Sun Gold, Alpha Sun Silver.
Hello, how are you? Thank you.
Do you have visa or camera?
I transit into Manchester.
Okay, we're just transiting.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night. Thank you.
Fairly soon it was time to board this really quiet flight.
Here we go. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. For Alpha.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
On boarding I was really surprised to find a business class cabin full of flatbed seats. They're in a 2-2 configuration and the business class cabin takes up nearly half the aircraft. They do have some A320s with a smaller business class cabin with normal recliner seats too, so it's probably worthwhile checking the seat map when you book so that you're not left disappointed.
Oh wow, what can I say about this? This is incredible. This is totally not what I expected from this seat. It's really decent. Actually, I was just expecting a normal kind of shabby old business class, I guess, but it's actually really nice. Wow. It goes into a full flatbed as well. Crazy on an A320. Oh, that's really good. We've got some headphones up here. Seat controls everywhere. It's only a 2-hour flight, but I might try and get some sleep on the way.
Pre-takeoff drinks were brought round and it was really nice.
So a quick look around the seat then on the Saudia A320. This is much better than I imagined it would be, actually. Didn't expect a flatbed for sure. We have remote control for the entertainment. There's a table there that pops out. Controls for the flatbed just there. Privacy divider is just here. Up here we've got a nice big TV screen. Coat hook and everything there as well. It's all touch screen. And around here we've got headphones, the menu and everything up there as well. And this slides down as well. I will of course try out the flatbed at some point in the flight, but it's only a 2-hour flight, so I'm not going to get much sleep, but it's worth a shot at least. Yeah, this is flipping good, this is. Very impressed.
After the drinks round, the crew came round handing out Arabic tea and dates. They offered me a selection so I could try them all. Pretty soon the safety video came on, followed by the travel prayer that's common on most airlines from the Middle East.
Ladies and gentlemen, the text you are about to hear is a supplication which Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to pray upon travelling.
We had a fairly short taxi tonight and made a departure towards the west over the Gulf. Our route tonight then took us west out of Dubai to cross Saudi Arabia before commencing our approach and landing into Jeddah. Flight time tonight was 2 hours and 2 minutes at a cruising altitude of 36,000 feet. Saudia offer a dine-on-demand service in business class, so I took a meal shortly after takeoff to allow me to sleep for the rest of the flight. I took an Arabic meze to start with, hamor for the main course, which was delicious. I enjoyed a non-alcoholic Bellini which tasted really nice.
So this is a proper flat bed as well. There is actually loads of room on this bed to stretch out and lay on your side or anything. It's really nice. Quite like this. It's like you'd find on an A330 or a 777 or something. You don't expect to find it on an A320. It's absolutely incredible. And I'm laid flat at the minute. My head's not touching the top. My feet, I'm kind of touching the bottom. Remember, I'm 6'4" as well, so there's more controls up here. Look, for the lighting and everything, and to control the seat. But it's relatively comfy, so I'm going to try and get a little bit of sleep. We've got a 3-hour flight to Jeddah, so I'm going to try and get a little bit of sleep. Even if I get an hour, it's better than nothing. So, and see how much I get before we get to Jeddah. Good night.
I got woken up about an hour later by the cabin crew who needed me to put my seat up for landing. It was just starting to get light as we made our approach over the city of Jeddah into King Abdulaziz International Airport. It was great to get such a close-up glimpse of this part of the world. I've seen several travel vlogs from Saudi now, and it's somewhere else on the list that I'd really like to visit and explore. Jeddah have just had a brand new terminal built, and they did tease me somewhat on this flight by parking at the brand new terminal and then busing us over to the chaotic bus station that is the South Terminal.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Transfer? Manchester.
Now, I had been warned about the chaotic state of Jeddah's South Terminal, but in reality it wasn't that much worse than other airports like Cairo or some of the African airports, and there was at least a clear transit path to follow, followed by segregated male and female security points. You just have to know what to expect. I mean, it certainly isn't Doha or Dubai, but it does work. Once airside, I headed to the Al Fassan Lounge.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you.
The lounge is fairly basic with a small selection of food and drink, but it's not particularly lavish. They had a good selection of fruit though for breakfast.
So, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Wow, this is pretty cool. Saudi, man, wow. Saudi on that flight, actually on the A320, were amazing. Really enjoy it. So next flight then, next leg, back home to Manchester on the Saudia Dreamliner in business class. I'm going to have a bit of breakfast here. Some Laybourne, this stuff is amazing. I've never seen it outside of like the Middle East. It's really good. It's like a kind of sweet yogurty milk. It's really nice. And have this, have some fruit, and in about an hour's time, I think, time to go down to the gate.
Eventually it was time to head back into the chaos of Jeddah's South Terminal and head down to the gate, which was absolute bedlam. There were numerous passport checks and extra security checks that presumably are in place for flights to the UK or the US.
Thank you.
boarding bus.
Thank you.
Eventually I found my way onto a bus, but it wasn't a dedicated business class bus, and it soon filled up. But to be honest, that was fine with me. Boarding on wide-body aircraft via the steps is always a novelty, and it was great to see my ride to Manchester up close and personal as I boarded. This Boeing 787-9 is 3 years old, having been delivered new to Saudia in 2017.
Assalamualaikum.
Yes, you can go to the side.
51A, yeah.
Hello.
Saudia's business class on the 787 is in a 1-2-1 configuration with private suites. It's really comfy and uses the common BE Aerospace Super Diamond suite.
So the Saudi Dreamliner. It's a nice seat. This is seat 5, and we do have a missing window, but that's okay. I'm not bothered. I've got a window, which is kind of important. I'll show you more around the seat in a little while, but if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll have seen the seat before.
Once again, I took the Bellini before departure. Saudia, of course, are a dry airline, but that doesn't mean that they're boring in the drinks department. As I've said before, I never really understand the hate that a lot of people give towards dry airlines. Going 12 hours without alcohol has never been too much of an issue for me, and it's not like they don't serve any form of liquid on board at all. Besides, if you're that dependent on alcohol, you can always get a glass of wine at the airport before you leave. Oh, hang on, just like I did actually. Actually, do I have a problem? The amenity kits are in a pretty unique design, and they have different varieties from different regions of Saudi Arabia. I'll show you more about that later in the flight. Just like my previous flight, there was a selection of dates and Arabic tea. Soon it was time to buckle up, and the safety video started for my flight to Manchester.
وإغلاق يد أحكام مع اتخاذ الحيطة والحذر عند لفك الحزام ارفع اللسان المعدني ثم الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سبحان الذي سخر لنا هذا وما كنا له مقرنين.
The taxi out was relatively short at this huge airport, and it wasn't long before we started the long takeoff run for the flight to Europe. Our route today then took us northwest along the Saudi coast towards the Sinai Peninsula. We crossed Egypt before crossing the Mediterranean into Europe, skirting around Greece and flying the length of Italy. From there it was across Switzerland and France towards the UK, with a flight time today of 6 hours and 57 minutes, cruising at 36, 38 and 40,000 feet. The window blinds were dimmed shortly after takeoff, but it turned out that mine wasn't locked for too long.
So the flight attendant's just come up to me. She said, "Oh sir, I noticed that you enjoy taking photos. Would you like me to unlock your window blind for you so that you can take pictures out the window?" I was like, wow. Unlocked me, left all the others shut. But I mean, like, how nice is that? That's amazing. Thumbs up.
Before breakfast, there was a drink and nut service as we flew along the beautiful Saudi coast.
So let's have a little look around the business class seat here on the Saudia 78. First things first, big TV screen at the front there. Table pops out. Can do it. And slides forward just like that. Storage down here. Big storage department there. Another storage department there. Space for your feet at the bottom there. In here we have what we got: audio headphone socket, 2 USB ports, the secondary screen for the TV, and a 3-pin plug there at the back. Controls for the seats all in here, and you can make the seat do whatever you want to do. Control the mood lighting. Oh yeah, there's lights down there at the bottom. And then at the back here there's another storage compartment that just pops open like that. Literature and stuff up there. Light thing there. It's exactly the same as pretty much every other airline that uses this seat.
Just like Saudi Arabia, the Sinai Peninsula was really clear today, and we got some incredible views over the stunning scenery down below. Breakfast started with granola and yogurt, which was presented beautifully. The main course was eggs with salmon, tomato and a potato rosti, all cooked fresh by an onboard chef. Now, unlike many airlines where the onboard chef just reheats microwave food, on Saudia they actually cook all the business class meals from fresh. The eggs were cooked beautifully and tasted amazing, to say that we were at 38,000 feet.
So an absolutely incredible breakfast. Really enjoyed that. Freshly cooked food. They actually have a chef on board cooking the food from fresh, and it's not just reheating it. They literally cook everything from fresh for business class. It is amazing and it tasted so good. So thumbs up to Saudi for that. The food is just unbelievable, really nice, and the service is amazing too. Really enjoying this so far. I have to say, Saudia so far are really surpassing my expectations. Wasn't quite sure what to expect with them. It's not an airline I've really thought about flying before, but certainly from what I've seen so far of them, they are absolutely amazing. I'm going to try and get my head down for a bit of sleep now. Obviously I didn't sleep too much on the A320 on the way into Jeddah, but now we've got about 4 hours until we land in Manchester. We're somewhere over the Mediterranean, and I'm going to try and get a couple of hours rest before arriving into Manchester and the hustle and bustle of Manchester Airport, so let's try and get a bit of rest. So I've just woke up after about 4, maybe 5 hours of sleep. Crazy. I slept really well actually. Can't believe I've slept so long. I've literally just woke up and we're over the south coast, just crossing Kent at the moment, about to come outside descent, I guess, down into Manchester. It seems we've picked up a bit of a delay in the flight. We should have been on the ground by now, but we've obviously got a bit of a delay. It's a bit strange, we took off on time, so I'm guessing we took to take a longer route or something for weather. Speaking of weather, down in Manchester at the moment they've got a bit of a storm passing through. Storm Kieran is just hitting Manchester at the moment, or it did kind of overnight. And at the moment, I'm just looking at the Met for Manchester, and they've got winds gusting up to 42 knots at the moment. So that should be a fun approach and landing.
Before we land, I'll show you a little bit about the amenity kit. As I mentioned earlier, there's different designs representing different parts of Saudi Arabia. The eye mask is unique to each set, and as well as this, there's earplugs, a dental kit and socks. The in-flight entertainment system has got a good choice of TV and movies, although I didn't really watch any on this flight. Before long, we commenced our descent into the aftermath of Storm Kieran. In reality, the approach to landing wasn't that bad. I've had far bumpier in other parts of the world. My flight from Dubai to Manchester today cost me just over £1,000 for a flight of 4,138 miles, giving a cost per mile of 26p. This was originally an economy ticket for £387, and I bid a further £700 for the upgrade using their bidding system. Overall, I was really impressed by Saudia. I went into this not knowing what to expect and found out that their business class was at least as good as the other Middle East airlines, and the service by the crew was absolutely outstanding and very friendly throughout.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye. Hello. Oh, thank you.
To use that for passport?
The only thing that lets it down right now is their terminal in Jeddah, but give it a few months until their multi-million-dollar new terminal opens, and I think they'll easily be up there with the others, if not better. And a sound choice for anyone wanting to try something a little different. A big thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Surfshark's a VPN provider. A VPN's a tool that encrypts your connection to the internet, meaning that you're always safe when connecting to public Wi-Fi. When you connect to public Wi-Fi, you could be sharing your data with anyone. When it's turned on, Surfshark encrypts all the data sent via the internet so that no one can see your passwords, private messages, steal your photos, videos, or any other sensitive data. As I travel around the world, certain websites are blocked in some countries. Even your favourite YouTuber is blocked in China. Surfshark allows you to access all the same sites that you use at home. Surfshark also allows you to unblock content. Whenever I'm travelling, I like to stay connected to home and carry on watching my favourite TV shows. But sites like BBC iPlayer are blocked outside the UK. Surfshark allows me to connect to a UK server and then appear as if I'm in the UK, meaning I can still watch British TV. Surfshark's available for all of your devices. There's an app for Mac, Windows, iOS, Android and many more. And if you use the link down below with the promo code of Noel Phillips, you get an 83% discount off a membership with Surfshark and an extra month for free.
So back at Manchester after an incredible couple of flights with Saudia on the A320 and the Dreamliner. That was just incredible. They really surpassed all my expectations. Let me know what you think to Saudia down in the comments section below. But in the meantime, as always, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.